unlike yesterday, you only have one theorem to worry about today, and that's the inscribed quadrilateral theorem. The inscribed quadrilateral theorem is kind of what it sounds like. An inscribed angle yesterday was an angle that touched. Well, an inscribed quadrilateral is a quadrilateral that touches all four places, all four vertices of the quadrilateral on the circle edge. So here's the four that touch. Alright, so that theorem says, you can see in your foldable as well, if a quadrilateral is inscribed in a circle, which we have, then its opposite angles are supplementary. So A is supplementary to C. B is supplementary to D. Of course, supplementary again means they add up to 180. So we're just going to kind of write that there. So in this example, the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle C is equal to 180. And the measure of angle B plus the measure of angle D is equal to 180. So those are our two items that we have there. There are also 360 degrees inside of a quadrilateral, which is why this ends up being true anyway. But we're going to use that to find these angle measures, and all of our work today is going to be based on these two formulas. So let's look at this first one here. Okay, it says find the angle measures of each inscribed quadrilateral. So just so you know what we are going to need to find eventually, we need the measure of angle P, we need the measure of angle Q, we need the measure of angle R, and we need the measure of angle S. To find those, we're going to have to set up some formula, and here's what we know. We have two opposite angles here. We do not have the opposite to Q, so we can't set that up. But we can solve for y by saying that the measure of angle P plus the measure of angle R is equal to 180, or that 5y plus 3 plus 15y plus 17 equals 180, because the opposites are equal to 180. And then we're going to solve from there. So 5y plus 15y gives us 20y, plus 3 plus 17 is 20, equals 180. Subtract 20 and we get 20y equals 160. Divide by 20 and we get that y equals 8. Where they're going to plug that back in. To find the measures of each. So let's start with P. P is 5 times 8 plus 3, which is 43 degrees. Q is 8 squared plus 53, and that is 117. R is 15 times 8 plus 17, which is 137. And I don't have anything to plug in for S. However, Q and S are supplementary. That means that 180 minus 117 is what S is. So S is equal to 63 degrees. Here were the four pieces that I was actually looking for. Make sure you pay attention today whether it asks you to find the measures or to find the variable. All of these we have to find the measure. So let's do the next one. It is a good idea to probably pause this video and try this one on your own so that that you understand and make sure you can get the right answer. Alright, but our opposite angles here are J and L. So 39 plus 7x plus 6x minus 15 equals 180. 7x and 6x give us 13x. 39 minus 15 is plus 24, and that equals 180. Subtract 24 from 180, and you get 13x equals 156. Divide by 13, you get x equals 12. Okay, next we have to plug it back in. So we're still just looking for the measures of the angle. Measure of angle J, K, L, and M. So I'm going to plug in. J is 39 plus 7 times 12. And that is 123 degrees. Instead of even plugging in for L, I can actually skip to L and say, hey, it's supplementary, so it's 180 minus 123. Or you could plug in, but it's the same, you'll still get the same answer. The measure of angle K is 20 times 12 divided by 3, which is 80 degrees, which leaves K and M are supplementary, so that leaves 100 degrees for angle M. Okay, last question. Again, I would pause this and try this on your own. I'm actually going to put little pause breaks in there. Our opposite are U and W. 12z minus 27 plus 37 plus 5z equals 180. 12z plus 5z, 17z. Negative 27 plus 37 is plus 10. Subtract 10, 17z equals 170. Z equals 10 then. Likewise, I'm going to plug back in. I need the measure of angle T, the measure of angle U, the measure of angle V, the measure of angle W. The measure of angle T is 125 minus 10, which is 115 degrees. The measure of angle U is 12 times 10 minus 27, which is 93 degrees. The measure of angle V is 180, supplementary, minus 115, and that is 65 degrees. And the measure of angle W is either 180 minus 93, or we can plug in 37 plus 5 times 10, which is 87. We could check to make sure that all this stuff is correct. For instance, is 115 plus 65 really 180? Yes. Is 93 plus 87 really 180? Yes. Do all four add up to 360? Yes, those are good checks. If those do not work out, something has gone wrong, because they all should check. They should be the same. You need to glue this in your notebook on page 124. Page 124. Which is titled 15.2, Angles in Inscribed Quadrilaterals. So glue that in. And then you need to start on your assignment. Your assignment is in your book. On page 799. You're doing 1 through 13, 17 through 19, and 21. Do not forget, if you are in my 4th or 6th periods, your problem set is due tomorrow because we don't have class on Friday. So if you finish the notes, work on your homework, work on your problem set. I will